different. Where the hell am I? Yes, Kat and I moved into another apartment, same town, but we just needed more space. And as you can see, I have a bit more space. The only things that are on the ground now are just Legos instead of half of my collection. But you guys don't really care about that. Plus, if you want to see more, I'll probably make a go figure video about moving. You guys are here for a review because I'm back on my third party grind, as you can see from the title. And this time, it's an Optimus Prime. I know, right? Me reviewing an Optimus Prime toy, I've only done like 11 or 12 of those. But he's my favorite character, alright? Shut up. Of course I'm going to drop some cash on what is undoubtedly one of the best third-party Optimus Prime toys. So this is MakeToys Striker Manus, or more specifically, the premium version of Striker Manus. And my word is he a lovely figure. And since he's the premium version, you get this nice, shiny, deep red and blue paint all over. And it looks astounding. And it also comes with a few other bits, but we'll get to those later. Also, a quick look at the box. Very nice looking all the way around. I really love that nice foil artwork there of it. It's so nice. Anyway, we're going to have a quick look at the truck mode. And in my opinion, this looks really nice. A lot of people might have a problem that it's not like completely like Earth style. It's got more of a Cybertronian feel in my opinion. But I can't say that I care. Cool is cool. Lots of great detailing all the way around on this guy. And I painted these taillights myself, so it adds a little bit more to it in my opinion. But there is something to know that I need to tell you guys. Right out of the box, as you can see on this side, the panel thing, there was a stress mark there that isn't on this side. And when I initially was filming this review, because I had filmed this a few months ago, but I'm redoing it now because... But when I initially transformed him into truck mode for that original filming of this review, this piece popped off. It's unfortunate, and it sucks, and it's glued back on there thanks to some super glue. And it just sucks. It feels like it's my fault, but it came like that out of the box, so I don't really know what else to say about it. Other than Striker Manus owners, whether it's this version, the original version, or any other versions of this, please be careful. Like I said, it could just be a problem with mine. I could be an idiot, but buyer beware. Anyway, aside from my tiny tale of woe, I still really like this truck mode, and I like touching it. So much so that I'm going to throw him into robot mode. Keep in mind this footage was filmed at the old location, and I don't have time to refilm a transformation, unlike video. So, here we go. And his robot mode is honestly so beautiful. Okay, full transparency. I mainly got this figure not just because it's an Optimus Prime and I had the money for it and he's lovely, but also because of the Secret Transformers show. I got the strong urge to buy him because he was available and Larry's clearly really good at selling me toys. Not directly, he didn't force me to get this, but the show made it seem really fun and I like it. Anyway, like I said, this guy's robot mode looks absolutely stunning. Even more detail comes through once you get him into robot mode. Like the pistons there for the arrows, the matrix detailing behind the chest. You can't get in there, but it's just really nice to know that it's there. And the premium paint just adds so much more to it that just... MakeToys, you made a wonderful Optimus Prime toy. And not only does he look cool just being static, but he can pose wonderfully. He's got deep ankle pivots, a waist swivel, an ab crunch. Homie can do sit-ups, opening hands, and a finger point. He can really command some troops to go into battle. This guy is incredible in every single department. Now, in the normal pack, you do get a couple of accessories. One of them being the gun that you get, which is actually the wind vane. Very indicative of how the Classics toy did it. And you can slip it into his hand like so. Looks very nice. But if you also come to his shoulders...
Are your smokestacks axes?
Yes, you can remove these and add them into his hands as well as weapons. And they too look very nice in his hand. You can also take both of them off and stick them together like that. And he's got some weird, cool Darth Maul looking axe. I love the wordage that we use to describe something that's got the same thing on two sides as Darth Mauling something. But it works. Look how cool that is. But without the axes up there, his shoulders do look a little bare. But luckily, we have the premium pack, which comes with so many things that Some of them I don't still have with me. I actually gave them to Larry when we were on our trip down to Florida, if that tells you how long ago that I filmed this video originally. So, whoops. Anyway, since I don't have all those accessories, I'm going to throw it over to Past Me, who can explain everything to you. So, take it away. So we're going to set him to the side real quick and take another look at the box. Inside the box, you get normal Striker Manus instructions as well as the MakeToys social media stuff. But you also get the weaponry instruction from Striker Noir. I definitely understand that it's much easier just to put this in another box than print off a whole nother thing for a different toy. Plus that looks sick, so I'm fine with it. And this just basically tells you how to put the weaponry together and all that kind of stuff, where things can go, yada yada yada. You don't need to be looking at that. I'm going to show you what to do. So let's go through the rundown of what we get in this. You'll need to assemble some of these things yourself, but still. First up, we get this badass looking sword with some transparent plastic for the blade. A couple more sword pieces that we'll get into their uses for later. A big rifle piece, 2 katana blades, I believe. They're unpainted, but if you wanted to, you can just paint them yourself. 2 pistols, a clear plastic piece that looks kind of like an effect part, but we'll get into that later. This handle piece, this piece, which I'm not entirely sure what it is, but we'll talk about it in a bit. 2 of these kinds of guns, which we'll talk about more later as well. 2 more pieces that we'll talk about in a sec. And the last 2 are things that I think people would really want these for. A G1 styled axe for this guy, very beautifully designed if I do say so, and a G1 style gun for this guy with some nice clear plastic translucent orange pieces glowing in the center. This is wonderful. Oh, I missed a piece in there. There's also this little piece, but I'm not entirely sure what this is for. We'll talk about it in a second. So yes, as you can see, this guy comes with mountains of weaponry now. Looking at this picture with all the weaponry laid out in front of him, it's a lot. So now let's bring this guy back in and see what all we can do. First up, we'll start with these 2 pieces right here. They're exactly the same, just mirrored. And what these do is you come right back here to the back. You can see that there's ports right here on either side that these will just go into. You just slot them in on either side like so. And basically what this is just storage options, because a lot of these weaponries have like circles here in the center and they'll fit right on these pegs here, so you can just go like that, store the big rifle on the other side, or if you want to leave one of them off and you want to store this somewhere, you can just take it and put it in right there, and you can angle this up like that so he has a shoulder cannon. That's rad. And you can use these slots for any of the weapons that are down here. They each have specific handle moldings that have like slots on either side that can fit into these ports right there. The same type of slots are also on the hands there on the inside. But that's just for storage options. Let's move on to the other cool things that you can do. If you fold away the hand, you can grab the axe piece, stick it right there on there, and it's honestly not the tightest connection on the hand, as you can see. But if you can get it to stay on there, it does look really cool. Let's move on to these guys. These guys have a couple of different uses. They have slots on the gray plastic piece here that they're on that can either correspond with these underneath the arms to have some really cool underslung looking blades, or you can take the big rifle here, and there's also those slots on each side of the gun. Stick them on top and bottom, and you get this monstrosity. That is badass to the nth degree. Now, truth be told, I actually don't know if he can hold this gun. Try as I may, it just doesn't want to seem to fit. The way that the handle's molded, it doesn't want to go into the hand. Granted, you could hold it on the other end like that and have it just be a big sword. What is this? This is ridiculous. I love it. Okay, moving on. Let's move on to this piece and this piece. Now you can combine the 2 pieces together to make what I can only describe as a lightsaber. I love that if you work this just right, you can get him to dual hand it. That's awesome. For when you need Optimus to use the Force or whatever. I'm just going to get this out of the way real quick. This is honestly just a spare piece that if you have their Riot or Despotron, it's to go on his gun. Look, right down there. See? That's all it is. And I don't have that, so this is honestly just a spare piece that will do nothing forevermore. Let's move on to these 2 guns right here. Obviously, you can have him dual wield these weapons like that. That's pretty cool. Or you can open up these leg panels like thus, and then you use these little notches in this gun to go in there and clip in between this piece right here. So you can store these on his legs, and that's pretty awesome. Obviously, you get his G1 gun that looks really cool, and he can hold it really well in his hand. See, I didn't forget about it. It looks pretty cool, don't it? These two blades can obviously just fit in the hands. Get him into some pretty badass looking poses with these as well. Or you can take one of these guys and also this piece right here, and you can stick it into this piece up here on top, and it becomes like a gigantic staff sword weapon thing. Not entirely sure, but you just slot it into the hand, and it does look pretty intimidating if I do say so myself. You can also do it with one of the smokestack axes, which is awesome. Speaking of those, you've got these guys right here, which look pretty awesome in his hands. But you can also split these apart to have two different guns. And what these guns can do is you can take the smokestacks off and replace these with them. I'm not entirely sure how I feel about these myself, but if you guys prefer these on there, then yeah, they don't look that bad. Basically, what I'm telling you is that the possibilities with this guy and all of these weapons are nearly endless. You can come up with some incredible poses with weapons and things, and it won't make this guy look bad at all. Now, I'm not going to go through everything that you guys can do with this guy. Honestly, I just want to see you guys buy it yourself and make your own stuff. But you can get some incredible poses with this guy and these weapons. Thanks, October Me. God, you're handsome. If I don't tell myself it, no one else will. That's why Cat loves me. But yes, this guy is absolutely wonderful. And with the weapons that I do still have, they make him even better. So you can totally go with the regular Striker Manus if you want to. But when I first got this guy, they were the exact same price. So why wouldn't you get a better paint finish, more weapons, and just more fun out of this guy for the exact same price? Heck, in my original notes, it says that it was cheaper when I checked it back in October when I first filmed this. So again, why wouldn't you go with this version? It's clearly better. Not to mention that I'm pretty sure that I can still combine with MakeToys' Jetfire, so I see no downside here. But it's completely up to you guys that you want with your collection. If you don't want that many weapons, if you're just going to keep them in the box, if you're not going to worry about any of it, it's still a fun toy. So just get your hands on a version of this if you're able to. It's very fun, and I would recommend them. But that is all that I have to say about this guy. It's finally time to get this video out and work on other things, because I need to start getting back into the groove of this. So, thank you all very much for watching. I've been 01Transfan, the #1, and I will talk to you all next time.